A very good evening to you, and thanks for joining us on News at 10. We're coming to you live from our studios here at Adisawe in Accra. Also, you're tuned in on 3FM 92.7. If you're listening and watching us worldwide, it's on TV3 Ghana, on Facebook, and DSTV channel 279. My name is Nanekia Mensa Abrampa. Let's now settle for the highlights of the day. And suspended chief accountant at the Electoral Commission, Kweku Labi, has petitioned the Attorney General to recall him. Kweku Labi claims he will be able to retrieve an amount of 360,000 cedis from a safe for the EC as recommended by the Chief Justice's Committee, which investigated the petition to remove the EC chairperson and 2 of her deputies from office. Also, Ibrahim Sanidara has hit controversial journalist Anas Aremiao Anas and his company, Tiger Eye Company, with a defamation lawsuit for falsely claiming that he made his colleague accept a bribe on his behalf and is demanding 20 million cedis in damages over the publication in a recent football documentary. Family of the late Pakwesi Mr. Arthur has scheduled July 27 to hold the final funeral rites for the late former Vice President Pakwesi Mr. Arthur. The family decided on the date following government's decision to honor him with a state burial. A spokesperson for the family, Jabez Mr. Arthur, announced this at a memorial service held in Accra. And in business, prices of key commodities have increased in local markets. Isoko, an information and communication service provider for agricultural markets in Africa, explains that prices are expected to remain high for the next month. All right, so that's it for the highlights. We'll return with the big one shortly. Stay with us. This is News at 10. If you're watching us from Koforidua, stay interactive with us on Facebook. It's TV3 Ghana. We're also live on 3FM 92.7. To the big one now. And delegates and supporters of the ruling MPP who are yet to arrive at the Eastern Regional Capital, Koforidua, and are yet to make reservations for accommodation would have to resort to other alternatives. Kwabene Dujenfe reports hotels and guest houses in the town are all fully occupied.
Usually when such a huge event like the MPP's National Delegate Conference is coming to your region, then of course you know that there is always a need for accommodation, and hotels take this opportunity to cash in. This time around, we are finding out how hotels are managing the situation. Okay, you are the general manager, and I'd like to find out from you, how is the accommodation situation here? How easy is it for people who are coming in, for instance, today, and those who will be coming in tomorrow to get accommodation?
Accommodation is not available. Because of the conference from NPP, they made reservations about a month ago, usually for all the rooms. And they are spending Friday, Saturday, and leaving on Sunday. So those 2 days are fully booked because of the program.
Did you have to put in any extra measures to be able to accommodate the huge numbers of people that will be coming to town, the visitors that will be coming to town?
Not really extra, but then it meant most of our clients would have to probably stay away for this weekend because the places have been already reserved. So the normal walk-in clients definitely wouldn't have space. So we informed our customers about this date and the fact that we wouldn't have accommodation for this period.
All right, thank you very much. So we move to other hotels to find out how the situation is also there. Gideon Elekem is the one in charge of event here at Bedtime Hotel. Does what I'm seeing here confirm my suspicion that this hotel is already full?
Yes, please. The hotel is already full.
How many rooms here?
In all, we have 88 rooms, and all the 88 rooms are all booked, fully booked. In a room, we have 3 people, 4 people, 5 people. In even a room, our presidential suite, we have 10 people in a room. As at now, I'm speaking with you. There are some people sitting outside, which they are not able to get a room yet. We are now finding ways and means we can get them accommodate. That's what is going on.
So are you
here.
charging them per head, or you are charging them per room?
Oh, okay. Actually, we are charging them. It should be per head, but due to certain circumstances, we are trying to also to help them so that things will go onward. So we are charging them for now per a room, not per person in a room.
All right. So have your rates gone up?
Actually, no, it didn't go up.
Frederick Otu is the manager here at the Eastern Premier Hotel, still in Koforidua, and I'm wondering, the way this place is dry, does it mean that you still have rooms available here for people who are coming in today and tomorrow to occupy?
Yes, please. We have room for people who have booked for this particular event, and some are arriving this evening and then tomorrow.
Okay, so does it mean that if you are coming in just today and if not made any arrangements already, any bookings already, you are not going to get a place?
No, you are not going to get a room at all because all the rooms were booked 2 months ago.
Right, so everything is set for the NPP Delegates Conference in the Eastern Regional Capital, Koforidua, for tomorrow's elections. And my colleague, Brad Nana Amfo, has been speaking with the former election director of the NPP and current Deputy Minister for Regional Reorganization, Martin J. Kosa, at the grounds of the conference.
What has been done right going forward into tomorrow?
Well, I think so far we have a bigger space, solid arrangements. As you can see, the setup is about 90% complete. We are waiting for the chairs and then the inscriptions of various regions where they are going to sit. Also, the delegates are trooping in, and so we are hoping that by and large they come in all together before tomorrow so they can move in as groups. But morale is very high. The elephant is doing it again. It's an exciting event, and as we have always done, I think that with the preparations I've seen so far, we are heading for a huge success. We are praying for a good weather tomorrow, and I'm sure that is the only thing that is beyond our control. Otherwise, everything seems to have been according to plan, and Ghanaians can expect a beautiful and a successful program for us tomorrow. And I'm sure by same time, we would be getting to knowing who really the executive of the New Patriotic Party going into the next 4-year journey is. And so we are good. We are thankful to God so far, and we hope for a better time tomorrow.
Right. And of course, the candidates are here. It's past 7. The election committee is here to come out with anything suggesting that there are complaints or there is a complaint anywhere. So like you said, it's been smooth so far, and all is set for tomorrow.
Very smooth, very smooth. Technically, all campaigns ought to have ceased by 5 p.m. But of course, people are still crisscrossing around. Well, sometimes we relax the rules in as much as when anybody or there are no undue advantage being taken care of against anybody. But it's good so far. People are doing their last-minute touches, and then we hope that that spirit of unity and peace, continues onto tomorrow.
Right, so we're still looking at the NPP's delegates conference, and now let's pick some reactions from some of the candidates. Acting General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, John Boadu, is confident of his confirmation as the substantive General Secretary of the party at Saturday's National Delegates Congress.
Depending on the kind of work that we've done in this party, the background that we are bringing, the experience that we've gathered over the period, and the kind of achievements that we've chalked, and the message that we have for our people, I believe that it will be a done deal. Only that, there's nothing like complacency in my vocabulary at all.
Some say this is not a fair contest because you have the backing of the president.
But that's positive. He's somebody who is not a stranger in this party. He is the first national organizer of our party. He's been a member of parliament for our party, representing our party for 3 terms. He's been one of our legal luminaries, not only in our party, but in the country as a whole. He's been on the ballot paper to contest for president for the past 3-4 contests. So if you have such a person backing you, I think that is positive. So it is a plus. He have no option than to do so because of the kind of work and relationship that we've established over the years working together. He's supporting me, doesn't mean he's against anybody.
But if he's supporting you, it means he wants you to...
I haven't heard openly, but I taking the cue from what you are saying and looking at the party and the party arrangements and the kind of work that a general secretary has to do, and looking at his background, I will not be surprised if he's supporting me.
I heard you say that particularly the president particularly supports you.
Don't you think that it is in my own interest to have the support of the president, have the support of the former president, have the support of Council of Elders, have the support of... I'm saying it because I've worked towards it, and that's exactly what it is.
And so
Right, so remember all the action will be happening here live on our coverage on all our platforms, talking about right here on TV3, 3FM, Connect FM, and Kuma FM, as well as 3news.com. We'll have everything concerning the National Delegates Conference right here. Now, let's move away from issues on elections and politics to the Electoral Commission. And suspended Chief Accountant at the Electoral Commission, Kweku Ejelabi, has petitioned the Attorney General to recall him. Kweku Ejelabi claims he will be able to retrieve an amount of 360,000 Ghana cedis from a safe for the EC as recommended by the Chief Justice's Committee, which investigated the petition to remove the EC chairperson and 2 of her deputies from office. According to the Chief Accountant, the amount was kept in a safe on behalf of the Commission in his office. And earlier on News 360, my colleague Alfred Okansi spoke with a lawyer for the suspended EC chief accountant on phone. Let's take a listen.
What do you mean by the Chief Justice's Committee investigations exonerating your client?
First of all, I have to clear the impression that my client is making this demand as a precondition to making the funds available to the Commission. Far from that. It is only our request that being on leave at the direction of Yoko, based on the investigation that was going on, and now the recommendation coming from the committee that we should make available to the Commission an amount of 360,000 that is being kept with us. It is only prudent that the leave that we've been asked to proceed on is vacated so that we can have access to our office to make the funds available to the Commission.
But does he necessarily have to be reinstated before he can give or make the money available to the Electoral Commission? I mean, because they gave it to him for safekeeping.
Yes, the funds was made available to him for safekeeping in his office. And while the money was being kept, Yoko directed that he should proceed on leave in order to protect the integrity of the investigation that was going on at the time. It will interest you to note that in January 2018, Yoko concluded its investigation and made recommendations to the Attorney General, exonerating our client. But Yoko refused to reverse its first direction to the Electoral Commission to ask our client to proceed on leave.
So that's the first question I was asking. If you say that Yoko exonerated your client, exactly what do you mean?
No, in the report of Yoko that was sent in January, it was well published in January to the Attorney General. The predecessor of my client was the one named as a suspect because all the happenings at the Electoral Commission in respect of the funds being investigated happened before my client got to the Electoral Commission. So my client was exonerated in that report. And it was based on that investigation that Yoko directed that we should proceed on leave. And having concluded its own investigation, it is only prudent that we are called back from the leave.
So that's why I just wanted to establish the distinction. Yes. Are you calling for a reinstatement as more of a condition for your giving back the money that is for the welfare of the staff of the Electoral Commission, which was being kept by your client, which is safe in his office? I mean, he can just walk to the commission and open it and give the money back.
That is the interesting aspect. The interesting aspect is that Yoko directly stated that my client should not get anywhere near the office pending the investigations into the matter. Otherwise, he is suspected to compromise the investigations that Yoko is undertaking. And based on that directive, my client doesn't want to flout that by going to the office and trying to take the funds and going to pay it into the commission's account. That is why we are stating that it's the same Yoko that directed that we should proceed on leave. Why not just lift this directive so that we go back to work and make the funds available? Okay. Because we are no more under investigation.
Let's look at some legal matters now. And the Member of Parliament for Asin Central Kennedy, Ohini Ejapon, has dragged undercover journalist and lawyer Anas Aremiyaw Anas to the General Legal Council. And according to Kennedy Ejapon, Anas misconducted himself professionally as a lawyer in a manner that bordered on moral turpitude. Now, in a complaint letter dated July 5, addressed to the chairperson of the Disciplinary Committee of the General Legal Council, the Member of Parliament is asking that disciplinary action be taken against Anas as a lawyer. Kennedy Ejapon has expressed his dislike at Anas's method of investigation, stating that his modus operandi of entrapping people should not be countenanced by Ghanaians. Now, Anas, on his part, has also dragged Kennedy Ejapon to court for defaming him and asking the High Court to award aggravated damages to the tune of 25 million Ghana cedis arising from defamatory materials published by the NP. And still on court matters, Ibrahim Sani Dara has hit controversial journalist Anas Aremiyaw Anas and his company, Tiger Eye Company, with a defamation lawsuit for falsely claiming that he made his colleague accept a bribe on his behalf and is demanding 20 million cedis or $5 million in damages over the publication in a recent football documentary. The Director of Communications of the Ghana FA also filed another lawsuit at the High Court of Justice with human rights application insisting the actions of the controversial violated the applicant's right to the privacy of his communication, which is guaranteed by Clause 2 of Article 16 of the Constitution. Now, the two legal actions were filed by his top-notch lawyers, Dominic Ayene, who is former Deputy Attorney General of Ghana, and Dr. Tudor Midoya, who is also a USA-trained rising star in the legal field in the country. And we are moving away from issues on the courts now. And family of the late Pakwesi Mr. Arthur has scheduled July 27 to hold the final funeral rites for the late former Vice President Pakwesi Mr. Arthur. The family decided on the date following government's decision to honor him with a state burial.
It was a solemn memorial service for the late Vice President Pakwesi Mr. Arthur. Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia and the former presidents Jerry John Rawlings and John Dramani Mahama attended the service. In the sermon, the Very Reverend Paul Ajiman of the Methodist Church described the death of Pakwesi Mr. Arthur as shocking.
His passing was shocking because we all assumed that he had many more years of life to live. This is what makes it difficult to believe, because he was a vibrant personality, as some people have put it.
He advised the family and the entire nation to take consolation in Christ.
So, beloved, to lose such a son, such a husband, who was loved, to lose such a statesman brings to us emotions that no doctor can heal.
Later, spokesperson for the family, Jabez Mr. Arthur, said July 27 will be the burial for the late Vice President at the International Conference Center in Accra. Filing past his mortal remains will be on the same day from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. and final burial rites at 12 noon. The family says he will be buried privately. The late Vice President Pakwesi Mr. Arthur died on June 29 this year.
Right, so on that note, we would like to say thank you. We are grateful for tuning in to 3FM 92.7 and staying right here with us on TV. Remember, we have the live coverage of the National Delegates Conference tomorrow at 7 a.m. on all our platforms, talking about 3FM, Akoma FM, Connect FM, 3news.com, and right here on TV3. My name is Nanekia Mensah Brampa, together with my producer Godfred Tanam and the entire team. We are grateful for your time. Don't go away just yet. Michael Otieje and his team join us with Russia Daily. Have a good night and good evening.